Back down here this morning, we got, I don't know, maybe a quarter of an inch of rain last night, so it's a little muddy or tacky on top, but not too bad. And it gets down to some pretty rocky stuff. So, and I was also going to start burning that pile, but now as soon as I got here, the wind is coming up, so I may hold off on that for a while. But I'm going to come back and take this left side, start trying to cut that down to get more of a kind of a flat grade like what it is on the right hand side. And then I got a few more of these dead trees in here I'm going to try to pluck out and then stack up. So that's kind of what we're going to work on for now. I got a little bit I need to cut out over there by my truck and along that fence too. I'm not going to get too carried away with the roots and stuff on there, but we may ended up kind of lining, I think they call that shot rock. It's just like 12 and 18-inch limestone along this edge to kind of help hold that. I don't think we're going to put riprap in this whole thing, but maybe just around kind of the pipe inlets and stuff like that. I guess the idea is just to try to let this kind of let the weeds and stuff like that take over, I guess. And I'm still debating on that tree on the left if I'm going to take it out or not. It's kind of right there. It could go either way. I mean, I may be able to leave it and just have to put some rock. I'm just afraid it's going to catch some stuff, but we may put some rock on the other side of it. I'm just going to go ahead and get this cleaned up and kind of see what I think there, but we may end up plucking that out. I may have it a little deep right there, so I'm just kind of eyeballing everything once again. Like, I know I'm not going to go any deeper than what this side is over here, but I need to take off a little more. It's just going to get a little steep on the side of this hill. Cut this side down and get it where I can get the machine to set flat, then I'll go back and shape the banks afterwards. I don't know, I'd like to put some riprap in front of those pipes, but I forgot there's a buried fiber right at the ends of them. And everyone that comes and locates seems to think it's somewhat shallow because of the rock and stuff that was in there. So, I mean, this thing was kind of silted in, or there was some creek rock and stuff there before. It may just kind of silt in and go back to that. It's definitely going to wash and be messy if we get a big rain here pretty quick, because I got everything so loosened up. I probably should have brought the loader today, but I've actually got to finish putting that dipstick tube back in. That's been I got the part, I just don't have the time. So I helped Miss Lee do a little painting this weekend in our son's room, so that kind of took priority over everything else. And then I ended up working all day Friday, which I can't complain about that because I hadn't done much last week because of the rain. And then yesterday, with moving down here late, I ended up working a little bit later. And then, yeah, didn't have time to work on the loader last night either. Pretty muddy down here today though, so that may have worked out not bringing it. It's kind of slow, I guess, doing it this way. I mean, I say that this thing moves a lot of dirt pretty quick. I just rake a little bit back to the back because I hate to make a bunch of piles up here on the side where there's still some of that underbrush and junk laying. So I'd rather just rake it back a little bit at a time and pile it up in one spot. But I know as exciting as this is, I'll just continue on and then we'll just pick it back up in a little while. Much got it cut down. I think it's a little bit low, or I mean it's pretty flat or whatever, but I think I'm gonna actually build this up some because it was pretty cut out right here. It's pretty flat. It may slope a little bit to the left still, but not much. Plus I'm gonna get more dirt down in there when I try to start pulling these banks off. It's gonna be kind of steep like it is on this side, but they don't really mow it or anything like that. They just kind of let it go back to nature. I'm gonna try to go down here and start shaping these sides up a little bit better and come up with on there that'll look good. But it's like, I don't know, 2.5 times wider than what it was. I think it was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet. Now it's like 14, so 12 or 14. It's plenty wide to fit this machine in there. There's still several feet on both sides. And all I was gonna do here is just kind of, it'd be nice if I could almost sit up top, pull it back, because I think I'm just gonna keep it's kind of going to do what I want. Seems like if you could either pull them, this is probably where almost my 260 would be a better fit. You can kind of pull them down or use the back of the bucket. That would be a little better. That's the problem doing that, nothing's really packing in on the edge of that hill. The more areas you work it and move it, the looser you work it up. If you rip wrap it, you can basically just, I need to angle some of it off, but you can leave it like that because the rocks at the bottom basically hold the ones on the side, and you just kind of beat them down there on the side of the hill. It makes for a really nice ditch. Big rain before any kind of vegetation gets on here, a lot of this will wash and it'll change the look of it. I know we got another chance of rain on Thursday, and it's nothing like what we've had, so it'll probably do all right. But we get these big 3 and 5 inch rains, that'll change the landscape pretty quick. Bad part, I get the bottom looking how I want, and then I come in here and like mess it all up. But it's how it goes. I mean, I guess it's not looking as bad. It's kind of giving it that bowl or a little more uniform look, but So this is kind of how this came out. So it's still a little bit soft, and I'm actually, I don't know if I'll get to it. I may work on it a little bit today, but kind of from somewhere right here, I'm going to kind of take that corner off and angle it and just kind of widen this thing up, because that's part of the problem. Is I think that ditch would curve, but when they filled it in to drive across it to get to this field over here, it kind of shoots off over there. So I was going to kind of put a wider mouth on this thing. It doesn't look great, but it slicked it up pretty good with just using the bucket and kind of the side of it or whatever on these hills. I'm still back and forth on this guy. I mean, I hate to kind of lose it, but it's kind of sticking out. But I think for what it is, it actually shaped up pretty nice. I took out a couple of those little ones right there that were right there on the edge, but we got good fall. It still slopes, it looks like a little bit to this left, but that'll line up with these two pipes. I mean, we get that much rain, it'll make its way over to those other ones. But yeah, for what it is, it really came out pretty nice, I thought. Hopefully tomorrow, I don't think it's supposed to be as windy, we'll get here in the morning and try to light that pile up so that way it can be burning while I'm working on some of this other stuff. But that is where we're at for this evening.